This is an audio flashcard set that covers terms from Chapter 4, Water Management. I read each word, wait a little bit, and then read the definition. If the audio is going too quickly or slowly, you can click the settings on the video to change the speed. I'm intending for these to be review, so if it's your first time encountering this chapter, I suggest watching all the videos in the relevant playlist. Available water. Available water is the water remaining in the soil after the gravitational water has drained out under gravity, but before you get to the permanent wilting point. This water is available for plants to take up. Bubblers. Bubblers are irrigation devices that flood an area with water, which then soaks into the soil. Berms or basins can be used to hold the water over the roots of young trees. They are commonly used in groves or in planting areas that are surrounded by hardscape. Drip irrigation. Drip irrigation is a method of applying water slowly and directly to the roots of plants. The water may be delivered through holes in drip tubing or out of emitters that extend off a larger line. Evapotranspiration, or ET. Evapotranspiration is a combination of the terms evaporation and transpiration, where evaporation is water loss from the surface of the soil, and transpiration is water loss from the surfaces of plants. So evapotranspiration is the total water that's lost from both the soil and plants, and it enters the atmosphere. Field capacity. Field capacity refers to the maximum soil moisture level right after water drains out under gravity. Once the soil starts drying out more, it's no longer considered field capacity. Hydrozone. A hydrozone is a section of the landscape with plants that have similar water needs, so they can be irrigated using the same controller or the same program. Infiltration. Infiltration refers to the process of water soaking into the soil. Once it's past the surface and is moving around inside the soil, that's called percolation. Infiltration rate. The infiltration rate is the rate at which the water moves into the soil. It's going to vary based on the texture of the soil, its structure, whether there's ground cover, and so on. Minimum irrigation. The study guide defines minimum irrigation as the practice of reducing water needs by picking drought-tolerant plants and only watering when necessary. Another way to think of minimum irrigation is that it's the lowest level of water that a plant needs to perform well and look acceptable. It's often a lot lower than we think. Percolation. Percolation refers to the movement of water through the soil after it's entered the ground. Percolation rate. The percolation rate is the rate at which water moves through the soil. It's faster if the soil is coarse or well structured because the pores are larger, but it can also be slowed down if there's different layers of soil that have different textures. Salinity. Salinity is a measure of the amount of salts in water or in soil. Salinity can be mitigated by increasing irrigation to dissolve the salts and leach them out of the soil, or by using higher quality water. Soil moisture reservoir. The soil moisture reservoir is the volume of water that's available to plants. Its size is going to depend on the amount of soil that the roots occupy, as well as the water holding capacity of the soil. Spray irrigation. Spray irrigation or sprinkler irrigation is a method of applying water to plants using spray or sprinkler heads. The water is basically applied overhead like rain. Tensiometer. A tensiometer is a tool that's used to measure soil moisture. It has a tube that's filled with water, and it has a ceramic tip that you put into the soil. When the water flows out of the tip, a vacuum effect is created inside the tube, and the tension is measured by a gauge on the tool. Turgid. Turgid means fully hydrated. A turgid leaf is one that will look and feel normal, and it doesn't have any signs of wilting and softening. Water budget. A water budget estimates the minimum irrigation or how much water plants need to maintain their health. It estimates the supply and demand and can help determine how much water to apply during irrigation. Water holding capacity. The water holding capacity of a soil is its ability to hold water. A soil with finer particles or good structure can hold on to more water since they have more surface area, and this water then is available for plants to take up. Xeriscaping. Xeriscaping uses plants and practices that reduce water use, resulting in environmentally friendly landscaping. Often, native plants are used because they don't need extra water relative to what you get during the normal season.